Let's drop the pretenses and leave the drawn-out story times for later. Balatro is one of the best and most addictive roguelikes I played, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that, like this review, the game gets straight to the point. Look, I like Binding of Isaac, Slay the Spire, FTL, Spelunky, but they pretty much all share a big problem with replayability for me personally. Same reason I hate playing MOBAs. The early game is so boring, it just drives me insane. You come off the high of having a really cool run, you wanna dive back in to maybe check out the things you unlocked, but here we go. The beginning of the insane early game run back to the point where you can tell if a run is worth its salt. Balatro doesn't have this problem because the early game portion is like 5 minutes tops, and then things immediately start getting interesting. It's a pure blast of gameplay that takes me back to arcade games of old. So what is Balatro for those who don't know? It's an indie roguelike game where you are trying to make poker hands, like full house or 2 pairs or whatever, to beat the score requirement for each stage. The bulk of the gameplay comes from the jokers, which are like passive power-ups with tons of different effects that enhance certain playstyles. You might get a joker that grants you more and more points for each 2 pair you play, or a joker that allows you to get straights and flushes with only 4 cards instead of the usual 5, and that's about it really. All of the fun comes from coming up with ideas to absolutely break the game with the tools you are given, so pretty much like any other roguelike, except this one is playing cards. And I like playing cards. I think a lot of people like playing cards, from older folk to the youngest of the generations. They are cool like that, you can do almost anything with them. Play variety of games with any number of people you can imagine, use them for tricks, build out of them. Hell, probably best of all, bond with other human beings. I have a lot of fond memories of learning bridge from my friend's Grams, and then each of my friends trying to wrap our heads around the rules so we can destroy each other in a brand new game. Or just playing poker with friends from college, doing different wagers and stuff. And now I play Balatro, and so does my girlfriend. And we share stories of our runs, of the boss blinds we hate, of the jokers we find strong. I imagine a lot of people do something similar if they have friends who also played Balatro. It's kinda fun to play, think, and talk about. It's a $14 single developer passion project that will give you plenty and plenty and plenty hours of fun. Honestly, I don't even know what more can I say. Shit's just fun, man. And it easily bodies a lot of AAA games of this year, in terms of creativity, fun, gameplay, you name it. But to be fair, the game is not perfect. It suffers from a lot of the classic roguelike follies. Some builds just cannot compete. Some jokers are whack, man. Sometimes you just truly get unlucky. Again, this is any game with any amount of random generation and or builds. There is always the better and the worse run. There is always the better and the worse item. But other times it's all just me though. I keep fucking forgetting I have to play 5 cards against the psychic, man. It says so on the screen twice, and I still manage to occasionally send a winning hand of 2 pair down the shitter. Oh well. On a bit of a side note, I will never stop making fun of clowns that think games like Balatro or Vampire Survivors are problematic or they make you feel nothing, while the vast majority of the reviews on Steam are tagged with something like 20 hours on record. Then the same motherfuckers who say that brainless shit will jump on their 50,000th match of League of Legends, Apex, CS, Dead by Daylight, or like 20,000th raid in Final Fantasy XIV, only to completely lose their mind if the slightest inconvenience arises. Literally the most laughable case of moral grandstanding I have ever seen. The beauty of Balatro comes from, much like many roguelikes, and like playing cards themselves, from its versatility as a game. It doesn't have a campaign you should be striving to beat, and then get bummed out you abandoned another run for one reason or another. You decide what's the goal. Beat all the stakes, get all the achievements, complete the collection. That is, if you need any goal at all. You can always treat Balatro as solitaire, just starting up a round or two when things get boring or you need to take your mind off other things. I feel there's not a lot to say about the game because it's one of those games that's all about the gameplay. I seriously urge you to give it a try since it's so cheap anyway, and if you buy it on Steam you get to try it out for up to 2 hours and refund it if you didn't click with it, and you will know right away if you vibe with it. Trust me on that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Balatro. Good game, great game, a game that gets 9 out of 10 from me. Truly remarkable how such a simple game, or seemingly simple rather, can give you so much joy. And yeah, that's the review of Balatro by yours truly, Strawberino. I appreciate your guys' feedback and support. And the 2 last reviews I did of Another Crab's Treasure and especially of Pacific Drive have gotten a lot of attention, at least for my channel's standards, so I have decided to serve you guys up some more. And I will keep going and going if there are people willing to see them. I really enjoy making them and talking about games that I like and spreading the word about them, or like warning people if I think a game is not that great, I guess. Yeah, I just love making these reviews. Your comments and the support really does occasionally make my evening or even an entire day. So yeah, thanks for everything. And let's keep this train going. Next stop? I'm not sure. I do have some potential candidates though. If you want to read more of my reviews, I do have a Steam curator page. It's called Strawberino's Reviews. It's linked in the description below. And if you want to follow my gaming moves a little more closely, I have a backlogged page, also linked in the description below. I update it frequently with games I'm playing right now. Like for example, now I'm playing Portal Revolution. A great, amazing mod so far that I might or might not make a video about. Anyway, that's all. See you in the next one.